Everyone, welcome to Roma Theory. The saga continues. The saga continues. I myself want to kind of give a good variety of different videos to this community, but I genuinely can't, because until we don't unlock the striker, we can't carry on in this transfer window. It is what we need to unlock. And I've said it yesterday, I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, hope this is the crucial week we unlock it. And again, when we are interested in him, Scamacca, obviously, he's come out with yet another interview. Basically, he's there. Like, he's on that windowsill, about to launch himself away for a move to Roma. And we're still trying to find that agreement. Hopefully it does happen very soon, because you see, you read all of these interviews which Scamacca is releasing, and oh boy, he wants this move. And yet again, a completely new, different interview from the one he released a few weeks ago. New interview, same topic, same discussion, same words, same desire to come playing for this team. And this is exactly what we're going to go through today, what he said in this interview, because it is very interesting, and hopefully it will once again push us to accelerate this even more. So in this interview, he released this interview yesterday. It was obviously today. It was released on the media. He basically spoke about two very different aspects. There were two different aspects to this interview. The first aspect to this interview was basically him leaving Roma, because obviously, if people are new here, he used to be a Roma Academy player. He then switched. In fact, he went to the Netherlands. And when he came back, he switched to the Lazio Academy team. And there's something about this interview, about that switch as well, which is interesting, and how he completely regrets that. He's a Roma fan, he's a Roma boy. And then the other part of this is about him as a player. You know, him as a player, his fitness in these past seasons. And how, I must add, this interview, I got a great impression of a player who's very motivated. Now, that's incredible to see, because when we need to buy a player, and when we are linked with him, and he releases all of these interviews saying how motivated he is to continue, and how he is ready, he's convinced that whoever buys him, it will 100% be a benefit for whoever buys him. You know, this is a motivated player, and you need motivation in transfer. But obviously, the first aspect of this is him, his past, and this playing in the Roma Academy. And he says, when I left my city as a boy to go to Holland, it was a blow. I wanted to try this experience that fascinated me, and I want to get educated. And I don't regret anything, but obviously the system of Dutch football is very different to the system of Italian football. He himself has said, I started to miss Italy and I wanted to come back. Maybe I shouldn't have moved to the Netherlands. When I left, the Italian teams didn't invest in young players. So once again, they aimed at the collective, while in the Netherlands, on the other hand, they focused more on the evolution of an individual. So once again, we have an Italian player who, this has nothing to do with Roma, but it's very important to point out, because we have yet another Italian player who in a public interview has clashed the Italian system of football. He's clearly said, I went to the Netherlands because the Netherlands give opportunities to young players. He moved to the Netherlands when he was very, very young. And that's exactly why he moved there. He moved there because Dutch football, the Dutch system of football, gives opportunities to these young players to grow and perform in bigger stages, something which the Italian system does not do. And again, we've clearly seen another Italian player clashing this system. And then obviously he said, I came back to Italy when I moved to Lazio's youth team. Very, very big difference there. I came back to Italy when I moved from Lazio's youth team to Roma's. And then he said, the heart can't be controlled. It's these details which, day after day after day, truly is making me understand that he is going to be our next striker. He has to be our next striker. He has to be our next striker because you can tell by the way he uses all of these phrases how much he wants this move. And look, I have to be honest with you, the last time I've seen a player dreading and demanding a move to Roma like Scamacca is doing, I struggle to kind of find a player who's pushing to sign for us more than he is. He's clearly said, I started in the Lazio youth team, moved to the Roma youth team because the heart can't be controlled. And then he said, I watched Totti while I was a ball boy at the Olimpico and I didn't take my eyes off him. Again, I've said this 90 times in the space of 5 minutes. But do we realise how much he wants this move? Do we all realise how much Gianluca Scamacca is dying to move to Roma? Now, you're probably asking me, and you're probably asking me if you want to ask me this question, do you think he's the perfect striker? I've come up with an answer, and that answer is yes. Because it's just that he's dying for this move. He's dying for this move. And it would be a lie for us to not say this. Do I think he will become a Roma player? Yes, I do think he will become a Roma player. I'm going to put the face on this. I'm going to put the balls. I'm going to take the responsibility to say this. If I get this wrong, I will be the first one to apologise. But I do think he is going to become a Roma player. The question, in fact, isn't who is going to be our striker. The question is, when are we going to get Scamacca? Because we have identified the striker. The striker is going to be him. In my opinion, he is going to become our new striker. The question is, when the hell are we going to unlock this? Because we're almost in August and we still don't have a striker. So we need to get this going. We need to speed things up. We need to speed things up, not just because of our personal interests and our benefits, because we need to get the striker in very, very soon. But I'm gonna say this: we need to get this done out of respect of this young lad, because he has publicly stated in at least 3 different interviews how much he wants this move. And if we don't end this move, we are morons. If Pinto somehow manages to collapse this deal and bottle it, oh my Christ. This deal cannot collapse. You see, it's like an iceberg. You see the iceberg? We are literally on the top. We are on the top, and Scamacca's on the top. And if we imagine a penguin on the top of that iceberg. If the penguin slips back down, oh my God, I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to be mad more than pissed. Because I want Scamacca after all of this promised love that he's given to us. Anyways, moving on to the second aspect of this interview, he spoke about himself. He spoke about the motivation he has. He spoke about, he's basically kind of an advertisement. He's kind of buying himself and saying, whoever buys me, yeah, you're going to buy 2 for the price of 1. That's what Scamacca is effectively doing. Ever since I was a boy, people have been talking to me. Known this, I haven't shown my full potential yet. He's admitting this. I've played football for the past years. I haven't shown my full potential yet. For many, I'm an unexpressed talent. I know myself that I still have hidden qualities to show to the world of football. But I am 100% sure that whoever gets me gets a bargain and a good deal. I think I just miss being in the right place at the right time. What will it be? We'll only find out by living. I believe, however, that I will never reach a point of arrival. In my head, I always set myself two types of goals. One short term and the other long term. Even if I have to score 20 goals next season, I would aim in scoring 22 goals in the next season. I'm very hard on myself, very demanding. Ever since I was playing on the streets, ever since I was playing in the streets in my neighborhood in Rome, I'm a street guy, born on the streets, raised on the streets, and that's the mentality I have. Very motivated player. Very motivated player who is saying the truth. Now, this is hard. This is hard to get a professional football player to release a public interview to a newspaper saying the truth. This is hard to find. Normally, whenever somebody gets interviewed now, they make themselves look good. He is making himself look good while saying the truth. Because he has said and admitted that over the past years, I've not shown my full potentials. I've not played with 100% intensity. And he is convinced that whoever buys him is going to perform a good bargain deal. 100%. That's a motivated player. To sum this up, why do we need Scamacca? First reason, he wants us. We want him. He's a Roma fan. He knows this environment. He knows this league. He knows this team, having grown up as a fan. Second of all, he's a talented human being. He's a talented player. Let's not forget that The Guardian, the British newspaper, has inserted Scamacca, I believe last year, in the list of most, one of the most talented players in the next generation. He's a talented player. And the third reason is that we are seeing a player who is motivated to score goals. And that's probably the most important thing out of all of them. Because one thing is buying a player who is not motivated. Oh, I don't believe in myself, and therefore not ready to score goals. Another thing is buying a player who has said, I'm ready to smash it, and I'm ready to give the 100% of my capabilities when playing for this team. Scamacca and Daka were good for the season, yes or no? I'd say yes, 100%. If we have Scamacca, Daka, Belotti, and Tammy when he's back, that's 4 quality strikers, so absolutely. Unfortunately, I think Scamacca won't come until late in the window. I think West Ham will hold out for obligation to buy, but Roma won't go to a deal with obligation. Look, I think my opinion on this is that it will happen. But again, I agree with you, it's not going to happen tomorrow. I may be wrong. I may be wrong because we're used to surprises. If I had to guess when Scamacca comes, I hope I'm wrong when I'm going to say this, but I'm going to go next week. Which is not ideal, because if he comes next week, that means he's probably going to miss all friendly games we're going to play in Portugal, and that is not good. But I kind of agree with you. I think West Ham is a pain in the ass, just like any British team. So yeah, I hope I'm wrong, and I don't know. Again, this is just my opinion. I may be completely wrong and he signs for Roma tomorrow, but from what I'm gathering, I do think he will come, but I don't think he's going to come in a matter of hours or days. I think Scamacca's mentality is insane. He could do great things for us. What do you think, Simon? I agree. It's a gamble. It's one of those signings which could go great. It could also go wrong, but if he follows the good path, it could turn out to be a beast. I used to live in Rome now, and I came back on holiday and loving it. Dai Roma, love it, mate. Legend. Supporting Roma in India. Welcome, mate. I could see it being more of a West Ham not agreeing. Less there's an obligation to buy. Dai Roma. Just get it done. Other clubs don't need many days to get someone. I agree. I agree here. We need to get this done, but we gotta look. At the end of the day, truth is we gotta be patient. That's exactly what we have to do. Anyways, I'm gonna catch you later tonight for maybe another stream if there's something interesting to talk about. Smalling also released an interesting interview. So if there's nothing major to talk about tonight, maybe I'm gonna go live to speak and cover Smalling's interview. Interesting one. Another interview which he released to National Sport newspaper. Other than that, I'm gonna catch you later night or tomorrow. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Please do it. It supports this community and channel a lot, and I'm going to catch you very, very soon. Pop your opinions on Scamacca in the comments below. Very curious to read and respond to all of your comments. Catch you soon. Take care. Simo out.